595 is an update to current campaign finance regulations and procedures. It's the result of consultations with House members, Senate members, House leadership, Senate leadership, outside interested parties, and the Kentucky Registry of Election Finance. The bill includes technical changes, changes in compliance, and procedural changes. Under the heading of procedural changes, amendments include changing the applicable KRS for administrative hearings and procedures by KREF to KRS 13B. It adds the term reasonable cause to the definition section of the statute, which is a protection for us as candidates. It makes it legal to use funds from succeeding campaigns to pay for expenses incurred in a previous campaign if the campaigns are for the same office. It allows members of the General Assembly to use campaign funds to pay legal fees incurred in the performance of our official duties as legislators. It eliminates the need to write 10 separate checks equal to the total amount that can be contributed from one campaign fund to another. In other words, if this bill passes, candidates will be able to write one check for the legal maximum amount per candidate per election from their campaign accounts. Currently, that amount is $2,100. And it specifies exactly how state political parties can use campaign funds to pay for maintaining their campaign headquarters. With respect to compliance, there's been some issues with the need to file a letter of intent to raise or spend campaign funds. House Bill 595 addresses those concerns by clarifying filing requirements and deadlines. Some of the penalties for failure to comply with filing requirements have also been strengthened. Mostly this has been a problem at the local level. As I continue, the threshold for filing requirements is raised from $3,000 to $5,000 in keeping with other amounts we've raised due to inflation. There are clarifications about the disclaimers on signs and other campaign materials. There's a change concerning residency requirements for campaign chairmen and treasurers for national political committees. And while the total maximum fine for failure to file a required report remains at $5,000, the daily maximum will now be $200. And as I wrap up, the changes found on page 69 are also important to us. Frankly, this may not be exciting for some of us as it defines the audit powers of KREF and the penalties for not cooperating with KREF if they should have to do an audit. However, in the spirit of transparency and honesty, I believe that KREF does need to be able to do their job with respect to candidates who habitually and blatantly break campaign finance laws. And finally, in technical changes, if you didn't think all that was technical, the technical changes include in multiple parts of the bill, for example, clarifying some definitions such as independent expenditure-only committees instead of unauthorized committees. And there are other technical changes of a similar nature. Finally, there is an emergency clause concerning the section on multiple checks versus one $2,100 check. Mr. Speaker, if there are no questions, I move for passage of House Bill 595 as amended by Committee Substitute 1.